This is the ABQ Business Podcast
with your host, Jason Rigby.
Each week we'll interview visionary business leaders to inspire the creative power and spirit
That's in every entrepreneur.
discussing strengths, weaknesses, strategies, systems,
And the problems we can all solve together.
for a new future for local small business.
Want to talk today about emotions and customer experience. And I know we've done podcasts in the past about customer experience. This I got from an email from Leadership Quest, and I thought that it would be important to share with you. I shared it with the sales team and wanted to take that information and give it to you guys directly real quick. It's just some questions that you can have your staff, your employees, your sales team, whatever it may be, answer. And I think it's really, really important. Or you can have them listen to this. And it's just questions that you can use as a team presentation. Maybe it's a team meeting, and you just ask the questions, and then from there, let everyone discuss it and talk about it and listen and let them come to the conclusions of what they feel is best. Because we all love when we helped a customer out and they rave about us, they rave about the culture, they rave about the business, they rave about the owners, whoever it may be. We all love that feeling. And getting to that feeling is the source of what we must accomplish in each of our businesses. Whether you're B2B or B2C, whatever it may be, it does not matter. That emotion when there's exceptional customer experience is everything. But I want to give you these 4 big questions that you can ask your team. And like I said, this doesn't come from me. This comes from, and you can type in Leadership Quest and get that information. But these are the 4 questions. Was the customer surprised and delighted in a good way? And when I asked that question, everyone was like, what do you mean, like, surprised? And I was like, did you surprise them with something? Did you leave a thank you card for them in the bag, a little handwritten note? You know, we went and we talked about how we can surprise our customers. And you know what was interesting? Most of the ideas that we wrote on the whiteboard were either free or very inexpensive. And then delight, that word delight, was a customer surprised and delighted in a good way. And I wrote the word delighted on the whiteboard, and we talked about how it feels when you're delighted and what that word really means. Because words are important, guys. And we need to take the time to explain these words to our team and have them grab that emotion, specifically what we want to accomplish. So how did you surprise and delight? And was that done in a good way? Number 2 question, was the customer happier after the experience compared to before? Was the customer happier after the experience compared to before? So this puts a responsibility on your team member, on your sales rep. This puts a responsibility on them to ask this question and say, how can I make them happier? Where can I go in this experience that I can go above and beyond to create an expectation that they were not expecting? Because that's your expectation. And that should be the highest of high values. It's not just to quickly get somebody out, get them through the cash register, have a transaction, you're done, and next. It's the ability to have an expectation of how you want your customers to be treated. So was the customer happier after the experience compared to before? So when they came in, they had an issue, they had a problem, did we take the time enough to turn around and make them happy in that solution? Number 3, did they feel special and valued? And this is, a lot of customization goes into this, and, we're all about using people's names and making sure we write them on the Starbucks cup and vice versa. And we know of all these, specific things that you can do. But valued, were they valued? What does valued look like? And we ask on the whiteboard, we said, what would it be like to you to be valued? And you know what? Once again, all the answers were free. Most everyone said that if somebody would take the time to listen and ask the proper questions. That's just sales training, guys. That's needs assessment. That's all that is. Number 4, do they want to tell others about the experience they had? Do you create a culture where you encourage them on social media to tell. After you take a picture of them with, if you're, it doesn't matter what business you are. Maybe you sell pet food. If you sell pet food, take a picture of them with their dog and the bag of food and tell them how important and amazing the food is. Take a video of them real quick. Ask them. A lot of people will do things for you. They don't mind. And then tag them on social media, and then they will share that with the 300-400 other people. You just got a ton of free social media advertising, just like that. Do they want to tell others about the experience they had? Did you create that experience? Was it good enough where they would want to tell someone else? That's the question. And then right on the whiteboard, how can we be that good? How can we be that good? And then now you have to have a conversation about defining your process. And that's an interesting, that can take a long time. You may have to get lunch for that one. That's just one thing that you can hit, and you can hammer that. And every meeting you have, you could have 2 or 3 months just on that one question. Do they want to tell us about the experience they had? And is your experience that good? You have to remember, and he talks about this, emotions drive our behaviors. Yeah, we justify them with logic. We all know that. But at the end, emotions drive our behaviors. And emotions are everywhere and are the biggest factor in how we make decisions around our products and services. How we align ourselves with that brand. And if you're not into branding and you don't understand anything about branding and you haven't made the focal point in 2020, you branding yourself, and not just yourself, but your business and the culture, that's what has to be branded. It's not little $19.99, normally $39.99 ads. Yes, that has its place if it's just solely value driven and that's all you're doing, but discounting is not the way to go. Building your brand and resonating with your tribe is where it's at. That gives you the most gross profit, period. This is 4 other questions that they have to ask your team too, and these will absolutely floor you guys. I mean, these right here, when I started working with people, it's interesting, and I'm going to keep these questions around because I want to use this for discussion. It opens up a lot when you allow people the freedom to be able to talk. Number 1, what do we do to make our customers feel unique, special, and valued? Once again, go through the words. What do we do to make our customers feel unique, special, and valued? Number 2, how do we include our customers in our process to ensure customization and that their needs are met? How do we do it? Very specific. We need to execute on these. Maybe you need to write out the process. Get a flip board and write process 1 and then go through that, flip it, go to number 2, write that out. And you guys as a team create these together. Number 3, how do we surprise and delight to make the experience memorable? And then number 4, how do we create a level of loyalty that leads to lasting love and respect? Because that's all anyone wants. Those 2 things is love and respect. So how do we create that loyalty? That's what we want in our relationships, right? Why would we want that in the relationship when we're taking our hard-earned money and giving it to somebody else for a product or service? How do you earn loyalty? By displaying love and respect. Ask your employees this question. Just take this one question, and when you have a meeting, ask, how do we create a level of loyalty that leads to lasting love and respect? And ask them to describe that to you. Say, what does love and respect look like to you? What does it look like to our customers, and how would they expect from that? If you were a customer and you walked in our door, how would you expect that person behind the register, that person behind the counter, whatever it may be, to give you love and respect? You are going to be amazed at the answers. And you're going to be having a huge culture shift just off of these. People don't remember ordinary moments. People don't get excited about what they reasonably expect. People remember moments that make them feel special, wonderful, optimistic, enriched, safe, respected, excited, successful, surprised, passionate, and happy. And I encourage you to decide with your team now to enter this emotional arena and enter the way that you can design this with your customers and your team and get away from the ordinary and go to the extraordinary. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Just a real quick one to keep it under 10 minutes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast.
And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com.
Make sure to subscribe and share, and go to abqpodcast.com.
Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur
And business owner.